Hey guys, welcome back. Tahihi here again on another how-to video. Today I'm going to show you how to install your own custom Murat RC headlight and rear light kit on your Kraton 8S. Right, so guys, these are the two LED light kits that I've purchased from Murat RC. So the first one is the Arrma Kraton 8S front and rear LED light kit. Model number is RC208. This one I purchased from eBay. It cost me £38 plus £3.80 postage. Came from Poland. The second one is the front LED xmaxx light kit. And this one is RC102. Cost me £22.80 plus £3.80 postage from Poland. So both of these kits together would allow you to have a light kit installed on your front bumper, and with a modification you can get the Arrma Kraton light kit to be installed on the bumper here and here. Now with the Arrma Kraton 8S light kit you do get, I'll quickly show you a quick picture. Now you do get the rear light kit with this, and you get the front light kit, and you get the wiring, and you get zip ties. So you get everything you really need with this light kit here. Now I really like the xmaxx light kit that they make, and because I have the xmaxx bumper on the front, I wanted a bar of light in the middle here as well, just to give me some extra light when it does get dark and winter's coming. So let's start. First we need to remove the shell. I'll quickly show you. The rear light kit is probably the easiest to put on. You don't really need to do much. You can quickly see, I'll just bring you over here. So I've already, just to save time, I've already installed the rear light kit. So the rear light kit comes with the triangular lights here, and it also comes with 4 screws, 1, 2, 3 and 4. On the original xmaxx you do already have these screws in there, but they're quite short. With this rear light kit installed, it does make it a bit wider, so you need longer screws. So Murat RC do provide you with them screws, and it's just a simple case of take them screws, the old 4 screws out, put the LED kit on the back here, and then using their screws screw it all back in again. Once it's all in, you just need to route the wire. So I'll just show you there quickly. I've just routed the wire underneath the rear wing brace there, and I've just brought it around, exposed really, just as long as it's out of the way of your shock tower and it doesn't get caught. And I just put a quick zip tie there. The end of the wire just looks like this here, and Murat's LED light kit will allow you to plug that straight in. So what I'm going to do is just feed it through the tower if I can. Where's it gone? So I'm going to have to use my right hand. Oh, it disappeared down. There we go. So I'm just going to feed it straight through the tower, and then I'm going to zip tie it back again up here. Now make sure you don't keep this wire taut, give it a bit of, make it a little loose, so if there is any kind of movement on the center brace here, it's not going to pull any plugs out. So that's the rear all hooked up. Now we'll work on the front. Just pop you down again. I'll just spin this one. So for the front, we just need to remove the bumper. Let's quickly show you that. See that? We just need to remove the front bumper. 2 screws there, 2 screws just underneath here. The whole thing will just lift off. I'll quickly do that. Probably be easier just to tip the car over just to do this bit. Just to save time, I've already removed the screws from the front here. And I've just got these 2 at the bottom, just to remove. Guys, good tip. Make sure you magnetize your tools. I'll do that as quick as I can. Yep. Magnetize. A must do, guys. You're not looking for your screws afterwards. So I've just removed the bumper, I've just slid it straight off. There's your bumper off there. These are the extra features that I've put in, so I'll put them to a side for now. Right, well, let's lift the car off the table. Right, so the original design of this Murat RC light kit is to be hung where the sway bar bracket is, so just here. So there's a 4 screws there. Again, you get some longer screws with this kit so you can accommodate the extra width of the new light kit to be added onto the bracket there. So this is how it's originally designed to sit, like this here. Because we've got an xmaxx front bumper on the front there, the lights don't actually show through. The bumper is covering around here. It's covering some of the lights up here and here. And to be honest with you, I really don't like where the position the lights is right at the bottom. I prefer the lights to be up here where the tail lights are on the body. Sorry, the front lights are on the body. I'll just pop that back on quickly. So I wanted them to be hung here and here. Now we do have 2 holes on the xmaxx bumper here, which we will be utilizing to hang the lights on. Obviously, the way that the light kit is designed, you're never going to be able to stick it onto there. They're too narrow. The space in between is too narrow. So what I did was, this kit is made of quite soft, flexible plastic. So I decided to use a sharp Stanley knife, and I'll just pop you down so you can see better. There we go. So what I did was I cut the light kit. So what I've done right now, just to show you, is I've just put a bit of sellotape on the back, insulation tape basically. I've put some of that on the back of this just to hold these prongs into place. So I made 1 cut straight down the middle to release them. Okay. Then the next cut I made was along the top here, and I got rid of these where the original kit was designed to screw into the chassis. I got rid of them, so you can see there I just literally sliced the back end off, and this is what you end up with, a piece like that. Okay, and I repeated it on the opposite side. So quick cut, straight down there. Remove this piece here. So taking them pieces apart, now we were left with something like this here. So what I then decided was I could actually turn these round, and I could use this part here as a bracket to hold the lights to the bumper. So where you can see I've already got 2 holes. I've already tried to install these and make them all work before I decided to make this video. So you can see where you can see there's 2 holes there. Now the first one was just an experimental hole, and I didn't really like where it ended up poking out the bumper. It was catching the bumper, so I decided just to raise them a bit. So I did this by eye really, but now that I've done it, you can see that this hole here is actually lined up with the bottom of the LED light kit, and it is, just quickly measure it. Oh, I just knocked you there. It is 2.5 centimeters, so 25 millimeters from the bottom of the light kit to there, so 25 millimeters, and it's in line with the lights itself. Now all you have to do is repeat it on that side. Now I'm slightly off there, but now that you know what size whereabouts you need to make these holes, just go ahead, use a drill bit, a small drill bit, make a small incision. Now once we've cut the lights and decided how we were going to fit them, the second problem I had was, because the way that this was designed, the wiring was only basic. They kept the wiring down to the minimum, so at the back here it was literally that long. Now once I did do this, I could not, once I did split it, it still would not allow me to pull them far enough for me to mount them onto the bumper. So the first bit of DIY soldering I had to do was I had to extend one of these lengths here. So I've actually covered it with insulation tape now, but you can see there's a lump there. So what I've done is I cut it there, I cut it here, so I cut it here. I found some red and black wire in my toolbox, so literally using a very cheap soldering iron, not more than a £5 probably, and this is the solder I have in my toolkit. I'm not sure if it's the correct one, but it works for me. So, and I've got lots of it there, so I didn't feel I needed to go and buy a special solder or anything. So using solder and soldering iron, I soldered wires onto to extend this wire over. So I cut it here and I cut it here, and I've extended that wire. Now with the wire extended, I do have the distance now wherever I want to install it. So I'll just quickly whiz you up a bit. I'll just spin this, just pop you here. Sorry. So now with this kit now, I can have the distance, and roughly I wanted to wire them to about there. Okay, so once I've done it, once I extended that, what I had to do also, if you can see here, the Murat kit comes with some kind of protective tubing that's on the wire itself. I don't know if you can see there. I had to trim that. Now when I trimmed that, what happened, let me just quickly pop it down, I can show you. So when I trim this protective collar, if you can see, it's like some kind of weaving structure. As soon as I cut it, it started to unweaving itself, and obviously it probably won't stop unweaving until it got to the end. And I didn't want that. I wanted that protectiveness on the wiring, especially because I'm running this wiring near the shock shaft, sorry, the shock towers and the shocks. So there's going to be some movement there. So what you need to do is, before you trim this collar here, you need to put some sellotape or some insulation tape or something around, just underneath where you're going to cut it, and then trim the top. What will happen then is this wiring protective tubing won't start unraveling itself. So that's a quick tip there, guys, for you. So now that we've got our two lights already wired, and I did check it just to see if it was working, and it does work, so happy with that. I had this kit now to wire into this wiring loom. So if I can show you the wiring kit from the Kraton lights, come to here, and at this point here, there seems to be some kind of caps or resistors, I'm not sure what the terminology is, and you have to wire this light with this attached to it after this point. After this point here, you need to wire it into the wiring system loom there. If you do it before this point, then the xmaxx light won't turn on, even though it's all wired up. So ensure you attach the xmaxx light kit at the right position. Make sure you trim this protective coating down, but you also use some kind of tape or something to stop it from unraveling. Now that is the kit. Sorry, that is the kit installed. The wiring of this kit is now ready. Now we need to hook it up to the bumper. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the car off the table. Just make a bit more room for us to work. Right, so now, assuming you've made your holes there and in the same position, that, we're now ready to install this onto the bumper itself. So I said before, we're going to be using these two holes here to hook up these lights. Just going to be like that there. Once they're on, I'll just spin this round. This xmaxx light kit has already got two holes pre-drilled, and they are going to attach to the bumper there and there. Now Murat RC do supply you with a couple of screws. One's there and one's there. So just quickly show you them two screws. So that's the two screws that they provide you. So that's the two screws that we're gonna use to install the bumper there. Sorry, install the light kit onto the bumper. Now you'll have to find 2 screws to wire the A-test kit. Take that piece of sellotape off there. Okay, so now these are the 2 screws that I had found, and one reason I use these was they are black, and if I'm not sure if you can see these screws once they're installed, but I thought if you were able to see them, I wanted them to look black so they don't stand out anyway. So if you look, these screws are pointy screws, a sharp tip on the end there. There we go. It's a sharp tip on the end there. Now you can use probably any screws that you have to hand at the time, but for me they do work. Okay, so let's go ahead and install these. So one more tip, guys, you're going to need a couple of spacers as well. Okay, so the spacers are, once you slide the screw in all the way, it protrudes out at the back there. Now when you come to putting the lights on, there's a space between the lights and the screw there. Just to make things solid, I personally have put a couple of spacers in there like that, and then it'll allow me just to screw this on. I'll just screw it back the way I put it on. Just gonna go my light a bit closer. Right, so this part is a bit tricky. That's the first one on there. It does, and that's how it looks on the back, and you can see the spaces in there as well. Okay, so it's the same process again for the other side. Just grab a screw, just push it in. Now another reason why I chose these screws is they're exactly the same size as the hole there, so they will actually fit straight in there. Spacer on there, line it up with the pre-drilled hole that you made. And then just screw it all together. So I get my screwdriver. Just grab another screwdriver. Put it in the wrong hole there, so let me just quickly undo it. Okay, so that's the Murat Kraton 8S front lights installed onto the bumper, and this is what it looks like on the back there. Let me just turn it around. That's what it looks like on the back there. So now to install the light bar. So it should just fit straight into it, so it is actually designed. Oh. So just get the other one. Just make sure they're in before you start. Screw them in. Don't over tighten, guys. Don't be stripping these screws. Right, so that is now installed, and this is how it looks on the front. Now these have still got this flexibility on both sides. The front is secured, so that's not going to move at all, which is what you want. Now we just need to hide these wires out of the way. So what I did do on this one is I've just run the wires just behind. I'm just going to tighten this screw up. Just quickly tighten this up. Okay, so I've run this wire underneath in this cavity, down through this cavity here. Through this cavity here. And what I intend to do is just put a bit of tape around any exposed wires that we have. So it doesn't have to look pretty, guys, just it needs to do the job. It's just a bit tricky when you've got gloves on. Just there, and another piece probably here. Right, so now what I tend to do is just hide the wires in this area here. Just hide the wires as best you can. Really, you could put a dab of hot glue in there just to keep them from moving or anything, but they are out of the way, hopefully. So that's now your bumper ready. It has the wire on the end with the plug ready to be installed. So let's just get the car back up here quickly. There we go. So, reversal of how you took the bumper off in the first place, slide it back on. Nice and tight. Put your 4 screws back in. So 2 at the bottom, 2 at the front here. Put your screws back in. Nice and lined up. Now, this wire here, I ran it underneath my shock tower. Sorry, underneath my front shock here. In between the tower and the shock there. And I intend to just, let me show you, I intend to just put a zip tie around there, which I might just, actually look, we'll hook up the rest of this light now. So in the kit we get this here. Now this allows us to take the feed from the fan, just putting a loop onto the fan and then taking the feed off, and then we plug the rear light into that, and then we plug the front light into that. So what will happen with this kit is as soon as you turn the car on, the lights will turn on automatically. Now you can put a switch on there if you want to. The switch would have to be on the main power side of things. Anywhere on the live wire would work. You can also put switches onto the front light, so you've got the Kraton lights, and then you've got this light bar as well. If you just want the Kraton lights, you can put a switch onto the light bar and turn that on as and how you feel. It's completely up to yourself. So I'm just going to move you over to here. So this is your plug here, if you can see it. This is the plug that's feeding the power to the fan. So what we're going to need to do is just unplug that quickly. Now this side here goes into here. Just make sure you have it all lined up correctly, and then this side just go into there. I've got that one wrong. The reason why I've got this one wrong is, if you can see, there's actually 3 holes in this plug here. Two of the holes are being utilized with the power, positive, negative. And then on the Murat RC you can see the positive negatives are there, so you can see which prongs you need to be utilizing. So we need to be this way around, I think. Yeah. Push it in. They're lined up as well. That's that done. So then plug this one into here. So there's a shape to it. I don't know if you can tell. There's a shape to it, so you just got to make sure it goes in the correct way, else it won't go in at all. That plugs into there. Then the front light here plugs all together. Okay, so that is our light kit installed. All that's left to do now is to test it, and also put some zip ties and tidy up the wires. What I'm going to do is just grab a couple of batteries and show you. So I'm just going to sit them there. I'm not going to do any running yet. I just want to test it. I'll just get you out of there. And we'll just turn it on. And there you go. The lights are working. You can just see the rear light is, you can see the light on the back there. A good result, guys. Just going to get the body back on, tidy all the wires up, and I'll be back in a sec. Right guys, so I've tidied the wires up, so if you look on the bumper here, just pushed them all in. And then what I've also done is, I don't know if you can just see, I'll just grab my tool there. I've fed a zip tie just there on the shock tower, just to keep this wire away from, from the shock itself there. Then another zip tie here, a couple of more for the rears, and then you can see the rear of just run it along the side of the shock tower there. Okay, so I'm just going to put the top back on. So just bear with me a second. This is how it looks with the tower back on again. So I'm just gonna turn it on for you. This is how it looks, guys. I like the way that's turned out. I'll just quickly spin it around, show you the rear. That's the way the rear looks, guys. Happy with that? Spin it around again. Alright. Yep, really happy with the way that's come out. As I said, it turns on when you turn your car on, and so it's going to be on all the time. You can put a switch on if you wanted to and then turn it on as and how you wanted to, but to be honest with you, I really like looking at them, so I would probably turn them on during the day as well. So yeah, really happy with the way that's turned out as well. Guys, if you found this video helpful, if you like this video, please subscribe, please share this video, and until next time, see ya.